Well, hello, folks. How's it going? Look, there's a Fiona. I wanted to talk about what is it? HR 9157. Yeah, you talking? You gonna tell them about it? Which my Congressman Alex Mooney introduced the other day. This is to rise the gold standard in America, to bring it back, to have money backed by that. Now, yesterday I talked about BRICS, the alliance between Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, and how they've been trying to introduce a gold standard, and now the Saudi prince has backed that. And of course, the BRICS system is a decentralized currency because the system is made to work out of all their currencies, with gold being the standard. The gold standard was an international standard that was finally gotten rid of by the Swiss in 1999. Prior to that, basically most nations followed suit after the U.S. under Nixon got rid of it. But it keeps money stable. It keeps you basically having your wages not destroyed by inflation. That's the point of it. Gold in the United States was a stable commodity for in a monetary system for 150 years of the American experiment until the Federal Reserve came in. It fluctuated slightly. It was about $20 an ounce, and it went as low as 18 and about as high as 22. Gold now fluctuates between about $1,500 and $2,000. So that should be some indication of how much our money has been deflated, and the way that they keep those things stable now, or bond manipulations and all kinds of other things that the financial gurus do in the Treasury and the Federal Reserve. It's just what happens. So they manipulate that purposefully. But regardless, this would be a good thing if the United States went back on it. Now, I don't think Joe Biden's going to do that one bit, because where we're at right now is we're not even on a fractional reserve system. We're on an infinite reserve system. There's no fractionating of anything. They can just print money out of nowhere. They know the gig is up. The U.S. dollar is done. And so they're basically printing off all the money in the world they need, because what happens with inflation is those who are rich, those who have the big companies, they get the money first, and it still has its value. And by the time it gets down to you and I, it has no value. And this is where things are going to be bad. So Alex Mooney introduced a bill to reinstate the gold standard into the United States. And this would be a good thing, and this would actually make us a global player again, because right now we don't have anything to offer. We have corn, we have soy, I think we have some wheat, but a lot of that is being grown in the Ukraines and the Netherlands. We do some other production, but we don't have internal production. If you listen to someone like Peter Zion, you will understand that, let's say, it's going to be 5-6 years before new plants could be made to do all these things that we need to do. Obviously, COVID in its effects caused by the governments, mind you, showed us how fragile our supply chains are, and we were getting manufactured goods from China, where we got the freaking thing in the first place, right? But again, this is really good, and I like this. I don't know if anything will happen to the federal government, and maybe West Virginia will do something. If you're not aware, West Virginia is probably the most based state out there. It's highly underrated, and it needs some infrastructure, but we actually have really good roads here. And that's because of the former Ku Klux Klan Congressman, or sorry, Senator Byrd. But we do have a good highway systems, all that kind of stuff. So we just need internal structure. And we've been bleeding people. There's a lot of land out here for very cheap. I want to build West Virginia. We have low property taxes. And I think it would be possible for us to eventually get rid of some property taxes, perhaps, which I think we really should, because that's a bad thing. We've also banned new business dealings with financial institutions like BlackRock, as well as J.P. Morgan and some others because of their stance on fossil fuels. And of course, West Virginia is a coal mining state. And, kind of important to the people around here that work in that business. Now, I don't have anything to do with it. West Virginia is not only that, but it is a big part of the economy. Our governor is a billionaire because he owns coal mines. Not a big fan of our governor, mind you, but regardless, there's a ton of potential here, especially with starting businesses, with having basically low or no taxes for depending on your business and whatever for many years. In some counties, up to 10 years if you're starting a new business. And, of course, we got Tim Pool too. Tim's lives in the county right over from me. It's a county I work in as well. But in any case, yeah, he's building a whole big thing here. I want to build a whole big thing, and in the future I probably will, but, things take time. Got to start from scratch. But, the whole gold standard thing's good. Banning BlackRock in West Virginia, good. This isn't a video about coming to West Virginia, but, hey, man, we're making moves here. And you can talk about Texas and Florida. I mean, DeSantis is killing it in Florida. But that's a purple state, and so is Texas. West Virginia is as red as it gets. And hopefully we'll get Manchin out here after a bit. But, back to the gold standard. This would be the best thing for us as a nation, as a society, for every individual here. All the talk of socialism would probably disappear if the maybe not all of it, but a lot of it would probably disappear. The gold standard was implemented because people would actually would not be living in this wage-depressed society that they're living in. Now, this is all contrary to the Great Reset, which we know that Joe Biden's a big backer of. His whole slogan was the Great Reset slogan of Build Back Better. We know that he has shut down all the oil pipelines. He has been constantly getting rid of our strategic oil reserves. Again, guys, this is, in my opinion, all purposeful to make us weaker and all of that. So I don't see that this bill will go through. But if you watch this and you didn't know about this, call your congressman to vote on this bill. Call them, talk to them, get it pushed through. Let's get America on a constitutional standard of money again, because frankly, folks, we are not doing money the constitutional way. We are actually doing it illegally. The federal government is illegally printing money with no standard on it. Nixon illegally got that out of the way, and before that, FDR with the 1/3 exchange standard. Illegally. And I know that means nothing because the government does things illegal all the time in violation of the Constitution. But keep those things in mind. Hey, this has been All Minus One. My name is Bill, and I wish you all well.